brought the career advice. Now sit back and relax while you get advice that will take you to the next destination in your career or business. And now, Katrina Brittingham. Hello, this is Katrina Brittingham, your navigator on the road to success, and this is High Tea with me. I provide you with business advice, and normally I have my handsome co-host, Dr. Love. He will not be with us today, but we will continue where we left off, and they were strategies for growing your business. Okay. And so we stopped at number three. We completed number three, and we are going to continue on with number four, which is building your network or working your network. Okay. We've talked about this before, and we briefly spoke about participating in network events and the benefits of that. So you can attract new customers and you can grow business even at a network event with other professionals, with people that you would consider quote unquote competition. Um, I always say I don't have any competition, I have colleagues, and also business partners. So you can partner up with people in the industry. You can attend meetings with other business owners. This helps you because you can find out trends that are going on, best practices, find out maybe software that can help you in your business, and you will be around people with all kinds of experience. And you can learn from anyone. You can learn from people who are seasoned, and you can learn from people who are not as seasoned in business per se, but they may have a tool or they may have advice or they may have information that you do not have. So it's always good and productive to meet with other businesses in your area, other businesses outside your area when you go and do a conference out of town. You can join the Chamber of Commerce, where other businesses speak and entrepreneurs speak about things that they are going through, help that they need, and you may be able to also provide advice or a tool that someone can use. Two heads are always better than one, and many heads are always great, because you have people who are in your industry or may be in other industries, but small businesses have a lot in common. You can always to also find people who may be able to help you get things done, virtual assistants, IT, those type of things help you in your business. Okay. The next thing that you can benefit from by broadening your network is at these events that you have, there's always an opportunity to set up a booth to promote your business. You can have items that you sell if you have products, even if you have services, you can have brochures. If you're an author, you can have books. You can have articles that you have written, but it's an opportunity to engage um, your peers and let them know what you have to offer. At these conferences, also, depending on where they are, a lot of them are at hotels. You can pick up business when people see your booth, or even when they see you walking into the to an event. I have picked up clients just by being at a certain conference. It's like, oh, you do this, I could really use your services. And this is while you're at the event, just walking back and forth. People being curious about what the conference is and what it entails. And it gives you a chance to give your business card, if you still do business cards, or email somebody or provide them with your contact information. I've always had business cards with me, but I also had the ability to provide information electronically for those people who are more tech savvy. Um, however customers want to be met, if you have the opportunity to share it that way, then share it that way. I've even had my phone for somebody who was like, well, send me your contact. Oh, can you tap your phone and send me your contact? I have been able to do that even as well. So it depends on your level of um, tech savviness and how you want to engage people. You can engage them at the conference. Um, you can also speak as an industry expert. This actually puts something and some flair on your resume that you are a speaker, that you spoke at these national conventions or seminars. It's a way to get your name out there as you're speaking for the event. You can have people who may want you to speak at another event. You also have the advertisement that you get from the association that they put out there on the website, as well as your promotion. So as people search for your business, search for your name, the places where you have uh, the places that you have um, um, spoken will come out in advertisements. I'm sorry, because as I was speaking about speaking at an engagement and getting a client, I just got a notification for a potential client. So that's just like ironic. So so see, because this platform goes out to different platforms and everything like that, is marketing for that type of service. So you never know when a client might pop in. So I say that to say advertisement is advertisement and marketing is marketing, and you just never know when your client is going to come in. All right, so that is number four for building and growing your business. And let me just go back to the title. It says how to grow your small business in 10 easy steps. Okay, so now we are at number five, and I have to go back down to number five. Um, Technology being what it is. So, number five is practice corporate social responsibility. So, being who we are and being in society, many customers want a company that matches their values. So, how do you do that? You are getting um, involved in community events. So, getting involved in community events is, if you have a favorite charity that you want to sponsor as part of your business or to get involved with your business, you can do that. You can donate time to a Boys and Girls Club. You can donate time to a local shelter. They will promote you as well, that you are there. So you can volunteer. You can have workers who volunteer their services and time. You can donate money to a cause. Okay. So that helps you, um, number one, get um, advertisement, but it also, you're helping the community. Most businesses have a foothold in the community because they're out there and they're helping the community financially, even with their employees. If you're with a larger organization, you'll probably see this a lot, where they'll advertise to, or promote, I'll say, to their employees to volunteer for different things. Okay, so um, you know, you can even make your business green. I know when I started my business was a green business. Even though I did writing, I was a resume writer starting out. Well, my resumes were electronic and I sent them out electronically to my clients. So guess what? That decreased my footprint. I was a green company. I still am a green company. So I didn't do a whole bunch of printing, which saved money. Didn't do a whole lot with like postal services, which saved on gas, which brought my carbon footprint down, and I did promote the fact that the services that I provided was electronic. So no, I did not use paper. So that brought me down when it came to things like that. And there are people who really appreciated that. So if that's what what your thing is, you'll have people who come to you because you are saving the environment. Okay. So you can also, we talked about volunteering at local food banks. You could have a day where you clean the community, the open spaces, the local parks, things like that, to help the community out, to show that your business is serious about investing in the area that you are doing business, becoming a part of the actual community. You might be someone who produces sustainable products as part of your business model. So things that are environmentally friendly. Maybe you won't don't use again paper or plastic or something like that. Um, Good evening, Stephanie. How are you? We have someone who popped in into the chat. Feel free to comment and share your thoughts on this topic. Or if you have any questions, let me know. All right. So that leads us to number 6, and it's form strategic partnerships. So I kind of um, mentioned that earlier in number 4. So you can have strategic partnerships with another business that can help you reach a broader network, a network that you may not have been able to reach on your own. Um, you just would make sure that this aligns with the growth strategically of your company. So I have a strategic partner with SIBN. They are a company that I partner with to have my network, my TV shows, and radio shows. They align with my strategic goal. I also have a strategic partnership training with them that just actually started. But again, it aligned with my strategic goals. So again, you can partner with companies that help you grow where you want to go. And this company allowed me to be international. I never would have been able to reach the places that I am reaching without the strategic partnership that I have with SIBN. Okay. So another example of a successful strategic partnership is between, we talk about this a lot, Starbucks and other national stores like um, Target, local bookstores, if we have bookstores anymore. I think we still have a couple. But even Walmart. I've walked into Walmart and grocery store chains where you'll see the little section where you can get the coffee, and it is a separate retail establishment. But these are strategic partnerships. You go in to do your shopping. You go in to check out a book. You go in to do all your clothes shopping or whatever you're going to Target for, and you're walking through and you're like, oh look, there's a Starbucks. Let me pick up some coffee or get a biscotti or whatever. You also see it with other restaurants and things like that. Hello, Dorothy Richardson. It's good to hear from you. If you have a comment about the topic or a question, please feel free to let me know. It's good to hear from you. So you can even have a strategic partner with a vendor to expand your business. Whatever type of partnership you form, it is important for you to manage your business relationships. And we talked about building relationships and what relationships are. And I'll go back into that a little bit. And to maintain effective vendor relationships. This relationships is not just oh, I'm doing business with you, and that's it. A relationship is just that. It is a relationship. It is a give and take. It is caring about the overall person, the health of the person, how the person is doing. Um, a lot of times people send birthday cards. They may send holiday gifts and greetings with that strategic partnership. Having lunch, non maybe not even non like having non business lunch, just a catch up lunch just to see how the person is doing. So you want to make sure that you build that or overall relationship. It is just like any other relationship. If you're in a relationship where all you're doing is giving, or someone contacts you just when they need something, then you know it's not much of a relationship, and you're going to consider ending that relationship. It is the same thing in a business partnership. You don't want to reach out to someone only when you need them. Okay. You want to reach out to them. It's not saying you have to talk to them every day or whatever, but as I stated, maybe a birthday card, maybe a business anniversary. If you know something about that, okay, this person been in business for this amount of time. This is the month of their birthday, the anniversary of the business, of them starting the business. You can send them out a card, a greeting, a post on your social media or something like that, to send them something to let them know that you remembered. Those kind of things are important. Okay. Um, you might consider franchising your business, your small business, if you are able to do that. Um, yes, Dorothy, having the relationships are important, and it's good to hear from you too. So um, one of the strategies, and I actually had someone who came to me about franchising my business. I'm not sure I'm at that place just yet, but who knows? Um, I know for certain things I do have that in mind, but we will see where that goes. This means you can sell business rights to an independent owner, um, and then they open and operate their own franchise of your business. Many well known companies sell franchises. We all know them. We mentioned Starbucks, we have McDonald's, we have Burger King, so on and so forth. But it's not just that. There are retail establishments, um, any retail establishment that you look at potentially could have an independent owner and operator of that business. So, for example, I have Venture Ready Broadcasting Network. I could sell stations, I could sell networks under my business. So that is a form of franchising. So if you're looking for a radio show, you can do a radio show, you can do a whole station and bring in shows under yourself. You can have a network, which is TV and radio. I did not, because I have not even looked at these notes since then. So I did not mean to come on here and sell to you, but hey, that's an example. So if you're looking to build your platform on an international um, stage, come see me. It's an example. Is an example of a franchise. Okay. So one thing you want to consider is, before you agree to sell the rights of your company, you have to know if your business is actually franchisable. Franchisable. Interesting word. The franchising process is more appropriate for certain types of industries. Okay, so you need to make sure that your business is something that you can franchise. Okay, consider that, look at that. Even if, say, because we're talking about growing your business, but hey, we talked about franchising. If you want to get into business, franchising could be a good way to get into doing business. So if you're thinking about it, things have changed. The economy has changed. You have people that are retiring, people who are going thinking about starting a business, but maybe not know how to get started, franchising may be a good, buying a franchise may be a good way to go, depending on what you're doing. So there you go. So that leaves us with number 8, which is diversify your product service offerings. We talked about this before, but we're going to go into a little more detail with that. So if you've had success selling your main product, that means the original product or products that you came out with, um, you want to um, grow your business by offering other products and services, different products and services that can help you get new customers by number one, identifying the opportunities for new products and services. So you can do market research. Again, we're not going to ever get past that. Um, Different areas are going to take you to have to do research. So guess what? You're going to have to do your homework when you come to thinking about diversifying your business. So you want to know what you can offer to customers, what customers are going to buy, what are they interested in, what is their pain point, okay? What is it that there is a great need for? And is it something that you can provide to them? Okay. Um, so when you talk about diversifying is what people call multiple streams of income. Okay. So when you diversify, you want it to be related to what you do, but it doesn't exactly have to be the same exact thing. So we talked about when I started out, I was a resume writer. I moved into speaking and I started speaking at one of the associations. Well, actually, all at the same time, I was speaking at um, several because I was a part of several associations because Katrina goes big or she goes home. So when I started joining associations, I joined a whole lot of them. They had speaking engagements for conferences or even the actual local meetings. They had speaking engagements. So I started out speaking at that association. The first association that I was with, joined another association, started speaking at the local events. When they started having national conferences, or I started going to national conferences, I started speaking at those events. So I started out small and I worked my way up to bigger events. So when you talk about speaking, everyone talks about the national platforms and everything like that. And maybe it could be a little overwhelming to you. So start out at a local event where they have maybe 10, 15, 20 people at the event. You don't have to go to the event where they have 200, 300, 400, 1,000 people when you're first starting out. It'll give you the confidence to speak. You can get feedback on your content, feedback on how you are presenting yourself. You can get feedback on your topic. Was it a topic that was engaging to people? Okay. So when you start speaking, there is a way that you can get paid for that. So you could be a writer and now you're speaking. So now you have what, two streams of income. You can incorporate. When I started, I incorporated training into my business. So I had trainings, and I still do have trainings that I have that's already set up and automated, that has been recorded. I go back and refresh them every now and again for content and everything like that. It's something that I put in one time, and I have continued sales from that. So I could be asleep. It is international because my website is, and people can come in, and while I'm asleep, I'm making money. So that is a way that you can also diversify your content. Then later, as things moved on, I moved into coaching, which was another form of income. Um, similar, but it is another product or service. So that is diversifying your business. Okay. Diversifying your business also helps when you have a downturn in one area of your business. I wasn't writing all the time. Sometimes I had slow periods for that, but the training piece may have been doing a whole lot better, or the training piece, or the speaking engagements. There might have been a time I was doing a whole lot of speaking and traveling and this, that, and the third. So, um, having those different streams of income helps keep your business stable. All right. Um, So we covered that, finding different ways to offer your existing products. You can do that in a way of subscriptions, or having bundled services. So a subscription is basically someone pays you a certain amount per month, and they get certain content for that subscription. Or another word for it is memberships. So once someone goes into a membership, until they cancel it, they agree each month. I'm gonna just throw a dollar amount out there. They pay $5 a month and they get a certain amount of content. You can also do levels to your subscriptions. So you can have a $5, you can have a $10, you can have a $25, and which each step up, they just get a little bit more with the membership for the different tiers. Okay, so that is also a way to diversify your business, is to have the different memberships that has the recurring payments through whatever system that you have. It could be through your website, and you can have the merchant site already set up to do the automatic payments that come out. Okay, you want to be careful with this subscription service and make sure that people are aware of how the subscription service works, that it's not a one and done pay thing, that is going to continually come out. Um, that's just a little, warning to you, just to make sure that people know. Okay. Um, so that I just let you know how my business grew by diversifying content, um, and how it, how I did it, and how I did it in tiers. So when you're diversifying, what you want to do, just to help you be sustainable, is to not grow too fast. I've been in business for about 10 years, and so um, every year, or maybe every 2 years, I may have been adding on services and things. It took a lot of work behind the scenes before I actually launched things. I did a lot of research. I did a lot of background things, made sure that my systems and everything was in place before I went out there to do it. I also made sure that what I was doing prior to that was set up, and I had that stable so that I could move on to what I needed to do in other places. Um, so you want to do that. You want to make sure that your primary business, or the business that you first started out, is solid. You may need to pick up employees or subcontractors as you move into the other area, or move and have someone do that. You might need to have someone manage your social media, those types of things, just to free you up so you can do some of the things that need to be done, and to make sure that things are done smoothly and professionally as possible. So I'm going to say this, and then we're going to break for a commercial real quick for 30 seconds, and then we will be back. I could not believe we are already at the half hour. Um, I got a little spoiled having my little co-host here. So is has been different for me to be here by myself, even though I started out doing this by myself. But um, you just want to make sure that you are covered. So let's just go back through that. You want to make sure that you do your market research to find out what people want and what they need, what they're willing to buy, and everything, and find out what your niche will be when you start diversifying. Okay. And where they are and how to get to them. You also want to find different ways to offer your product and service. So, we are going to go to break and then we are going to come back and we are going to pick up with number 9.
The business and entrepreneurial world is full of talk. Talk, 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 talk. Enough. We take everything you've learned, leverage it, and give you the actual tools you need to put all the talk into your walk. Attend the conference that's all about action, strategies, and real ROI. Your executive GPS ticket includes access to seminars and workshops where you'll learn business financing, such as loans, grants, venture capital, and angel investors. Business strategies, human capital strategies, such as hiring contractors versus employees. Government contracts. Register today. www.theexecutivegps.com.
And we are back. So we were talking about diversifying our content, and this commercial was actually right on time for that because this was part of diversification. Um, I started out, like I said, being a resume writer. I specifically work with people who were in transition, people who were mid career and in transition. So, about 2 years ago, my business started transitioning to people who wanted to transition from corporate and go and start their own business and become entrepreneurs. So that birthed the executive coaching, and that birthed also out the business coaching that I do. And so from that, and talking to clients who wanted to know things that they could take from the conference and start using right away, gave birth to the Executive GPS conference. We are going into our 3rd year. I cannot believe it. Okay. We are going into our 3rd year. And it actually took me a couple years to actually get the conference underway. I did my research. I spoke to a whole lot of people and people were just coming to me too. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm working on something. I am going to get back to you. I have an opportunity for you. And it took me maybe about 2 years from the time I spoke to the first person. And when I finally um, rebranded to include the executive coaching and the business coaching, I reached back out to those people and I was like, remember about this while ago? I said I had something for you. Well, this is it. This is the brainchild, and it's going to start in October. What do you think? And it just actually delighted people. I was pleasantly surprised that everyone that I asked was able to. They were all professionals. They were all seasoned. They all had something to add to the conference, and they were able to speak. And they were like, "Yes, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put it on my calendar." Because people say all the time they have something for you. You never hear from them. And they was like, you actually did come back. You actually remember me. I was like, yeah, I have it on the list. Um, I'm the list girl. I was like, I had it on the list. I said, I remembered you. I knew that you would be perfect for this. So again, diversification, depending on what you're doing, you might be able to do a conference or put a conference together for what you do, and bringing in speakers that's a part of building your relationships with people. And again, I didn't just reach out to them when I needed a speaker. We did maintain a relationship. We just didn't speak about that because I was still working on things in the background. And so, again, going into the 3rd year of doing this conference, which will be at the end of October, October 31st is always the first day of the conference. And so you'll be getting more information about that. If you're interested in getting tools to build your business, things that you can use from the time you leave that specific workshop that you're going to be in, you will be able to um, use those tools, and you will be able to build your network because there will be other professionals there who you can network with. I've had people who picked up speaking engagements and everything like that just from speaking there and partnering with other people. So there you go. There's an opportunity for you. Be on the lookout for it. It will be posted on the social media platforms. So whether you're looking on YouTube, whether you're looking on um, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you are watching this broadcast, you will get information about that. So be on the lookout for it. You might be called on to speak. So be prepared. Okay. So you want to be able to extend out to new markets. Franchising gives you a chance to increase your customer base, but if your base is not um, does not have the ability to be to franchise, there are alternatives that you can have, such as expanding your business. If you are someone who ships things out, you can maybe start shipping internationally, do some exporting. It means that you can ship your products and services all across the globe. Um, hey, Amazon started some way, so you could be, I'm not gonna say competition for them, but you can do what you need to do and put your little foothold in the market as well. Okay, so you can leverage global platforms that people can use in different countries to purchase your services, um, and sell your products online. Okay, so that's one of the benefits, the opportunity to open your business in new locations. So you can open a business in insert country here. I'm not going to put any companies out there if you want brick and mortar. But right now we are in a global economy, so you can have um um your businesses online. Like again, I have the network. I have people from all over the globe who can and do set up their radio shows and everything like that from all across the globe. And these are different locations that are available for them to do that. So that's an example of that. You can access more customers and businesses because now you are on another shore. So this is an opportunity to build your business out. Okay. So you can take your business global and give your company opportunity to increase market share in those geographic locations. Okay, so now we're on number 10. So is number 10 is to measure what works and refine as you go. This is very important because when you go into business, there are going to be some things that work. There are going to be some things that don't work. So, looking at what works is building upon that and expanding that, and the things that are not working, kind of easing them off, or maybe is not performing the way you necessarily want it. So, maybe it's working, but not as good as you want it to work. You may be able to tweak some things and continue on with that. So you want to keep up with that. So you want to be looking at how your business is working. Take the analysis, um, do the surveys for your customers to find out what works, what's not working, what you could do better. Okay. And taking that feedback and actually using that feedback to grow. So that is what you can do. You can also look at performance online. If you use Google Analytics, it's going to tell you who's coming to your website. So say if you have a online business, you can see who's coming. You can see how long they're on there. You can see if they clicked off your uh, product or service. You can tell if they even got, depending on the system that you have, your merchant system, if they got hung up in your funnel. We talked about funnels last week. If they got hung up in your funnel and just gave up because maybe your funnel was a little too complicated. These are the things that you can see and you can tweak so that things can get better. Okay. So, while you have a variety of strategies that you can use to grow your business, um, it's important that you measure what's working. We talked about that. For example, if you create a customer loyalty program and it's not improving your customer retention, you may want to change your strategy. Like, what is going on? Where are people getting hung up? Is it are you giving something that people want to use? Like, so say you have a customer loyalty program and you give um a 10% discount. Are people, using that 10% discount? Are you using a service where people are going to come back and use that 10% discount? And things like that. Are they having a hard time with the code that you're providing them to use that 10% discount? Because you can have problems with that too. Your coupons, your codes, and things like that. When people enter them in, there you might have an error there. You might have to go behind the scenes and find out why they have an error. Have you reached the limit of giving out those things? Because some of those do have a limit on it, on how many customers can use it. So those are the things that you want to look at. Maybe getting a customer relationship management system or CRM system, and engaging with your customers on a regular basis through that system will help you engage them through, again, an email campaign. Again, we talked about not inundating people, but having that right mix where you're not bugging people, but they can see that you have something going on and it may prompt them to make a purchase. Same thing through social media. Okay. Growing your small business means that you'll have to take calculated risks. With no risks, there's no reward. And that's just the real deal with it. Um, you should look at your business plan. We talked about this before in another show. Having a business plan helps you to have a guide for your business. So you have something to look at to see, okay, here are my goals. This is what I forecast. This is what I plan to do. This is what my vision is. These are the services that I'm going to provide. These are areas that I foresee or forecast growing. This is where I forecast seeing the business go. This is the type of customer that I work for. I do recommend that you look at your business plan at least once a year. Looking at it twice a year is better. Looking at it quarterly is even better because you can see, okay, this is what I plan to do in this year. This is where I ended up. And where did I go wrong, or where did I veer off, or maybe I did a whole lot better than what I anticipated and forecast. If you do it quarterly, when I first started out, I was looking at my business plan quarterly. Was I making my first quarter goal? Was I making my second quarter goal? Did I come short? Can I make it up in the second quarter? Like, what did I do? How did I perform? So it depends on you. It depends on your time, but you do want to frequently look at it at least again once a year. You don't want to, and even refine it, on a regular basis. Okay, this is what I perceived. And so now it's like, okay, this is what I did last year, and this is what I did this year. And you can even have that in your business plan: performance this year, performance last year. Um, Even you even have a financial plan there, of where you anticipate. Where are you getting your financing from? Are you getting grants? Do you have a plan for getting grants? Are you getting angel investment money? Are you getting loans? How are you spending that money? What is your expenses that you anticipate? Did you come under that? Did you just meet it? Did you exceed your expenses? What profit are you looking for? These are the things that you want to take a look at, and they are key to growing your business. And if you're not meeting it, making those changes so that you can meet them next time. You want to make realistic and accurate forecasts of how you think certain strategies will affect your business or can affect your business. Okay, so we talked about regularly monitoring your business. As far as making goals, everybody talks about making goals and everything. I am a advocate of SMART goals. Your goals need to be specific. They need to be measurable. They need to be attainable. They need to be realistic, and they need to be time bound. And make sure that you're going back regularly so you can see if you've met all of those goals. One of the things that it people tend to fall short in when it comes to SMART goals is the time, going over the time. And when it comes to making a goal obtainable, sometimes, to get to the bigger overall goal, you need to make several small goals. And I loved it when I went through a training that was talking about goal setting. And it was an elephant on the page, and it says, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And so when you make your small goals and you reach those goals, it helps you to get to the overall big goal. And it doesn't look as it doesn't feel as taxing or overwhelming. Also, when you make smaller goals to reach that goal, you can see where maybe some things may be starting to go off the rails, or you can adjust, and it's easier to adjust when you're having those smaller goals to reach the big picture. You can also easily pivot if something is not working the way it's supposed to work, or if you need to change midstream, or if something happens. It helps you also to be able to forecast how things are going. Um, so those were the 10 goals that we had, and I was so glad that we were able to get through them. So I'm going to just go from the beginning and give you all of them. The first thing is do your research. Okay, so when you're starting a business, you want to do your research. If you don't have one already, building a funnel helps you with your sales. Number 3 is customer retention. Yes, you want new customers, but you want to retain those customers as well. Number 4 is participate in network events. Join an association and be an active participant in those networks. Okay. Number 5 is corporate responsibility, having corporate responsibility um, out there, and having it even on your website. What is your your corporate plan as far as social responsibility, okay, or community involvement? Number 6 is forming strategic partnerships. Number 7 is consider franchising your business, your small business, if you can. Number 8 is diversifying your services or products. Okay. Number 9 is moving out to new markets. And this, we talked about globally. Even if you're a mom and shop and you're in a certain community, and maybe you're not citywide, you can expand to be in another part of the city, or being in a part of the region, maybe moving into another state. You don't necessarily have to go from where you are to global. So again, that's a part of having the SMART goals. Is it, you know, obtainable? Oh, and make sure it's measurable. I think I missed measurable in SMART. Make sure that it's something that you can measure, something that you can put metrics around to see what's going on. And that brought us to number 10, measure what works and refine as you go. So those are what you can do to grow your small business. And I am going to actually give you back 10 minutes of your day. So thank you so much for joining us for this episode of High Tea with me. And if you have any questions that you didn't want to ask during a live show, you can always reach out to me at info@ventureready.net. Thank you so much. And I will see you next week. Bye bye. I think my engineer is waiting for me. Thank you, Dorothy. Thank you for joining us for another episode of High Tea with me. To be a guest on the show, contact us via email info@ventureready.net. Thank you again and see you next week.